This ceiling's got a crack that maps out my whole life, from the kitchen to the bedroom, through 7 years of wife. The clock ticks like a metronome on the same old steady beat, and my heart's a tired drummer with worn out restless feet. I stare out at the street light, painting yellow on the wall, and I'm listening for a different, a more urgent kind of call. The coffee's always bitter, the toast is always dry, the same bus at the corner under the same gray sky. I smile at the same faces in the grocery store line, and I'm drowning in the sameness like a glass of cheap flat wine. I wanna taste a vintage from a far and foreign year. I wanna feel the danger, I wanna taste the fear. I'm dreaming of an asphalt moon, a neon smeared sky, where the rules are all unwritten and the answers are all wide night, where a smile can start a landslide and a glance can buy the night. I'm itching for the chaos in the seductive city light. This domestic, gentle twilight is a slow and quiet fight. He's a good man in his slippers, reading yesterday's news. He don't hear the train or whistling, singing its escape route blues. He kisses me at bedtime with a comfortable dry pack, and I'm longing for a hurricane to wreck me on his deck, to wash me up on some strange shore where I don't know my name, where the woman in the mirror won't look and feel the same. I'm dreaming of an asphalt moon, a neon smeared sky, where the rules are all unwritten and the answers are all wide night, where a smile can start a landslide and a glance can buy the night. I'm itching for the chaos in the seductive city light. This domestic, gentle twilight is a slow and quiet fight. Just lead me away. Woke up with a rib in my mouth, taste of mud and rust and doubt. He said he'd build a boat of cypress wood to cross where promises are good. Took my last silver dollar, said he'd buy the nails and twine. Now I'm staring at water, and that man ain't mine. Crow on the bank, he laughs at me with a voice like broken pottery. Says, woman, your treasure's sunk so deep, The catfish sing it in their sleep. My love's a rotted timber on a riverbed of shame, and the current writes his name. Lord, the current writes his name. Oh, black water rolls slow, carry my sorrow down below. Wash his footprints from this clay, where I kneel and pray. Black water cold and deep, love is aching hard to sleep. I'm baptized in my yesterday, in your muddy, unforgiving way. Say water cleanses, some say it takes away. It took my mother's wedding quilt on some long forgotten day. Now it wants my last good memory of a summer dry and still. Before I knew that love could be a thing you couldn't kill. Preacher man talks to Jordan of a crossing sweet and fine. My Jordan's brown and angry and is claiming what is mine. There ain't no promised land, just the bend beyond the pen, where all the broken journeys and the lonely rivers blend. Oh, black water rolls slow, carry my sorrow down below. Wash his footprints from this clay, where I kneel and pray. Black water cold and deep, love this aching hard to sleep. I'm baptized in my yesterday, in your muddy, unforgiving way. Black water, take it all. My name, my pride, this empty cabin by your side. My man's a crooked carpenter with a toolbox full of lies. He builds me pretty prisons right before my eyes. Says his door frame was made of honor, says his floor is solid trust, but the nails are bent and rusty, and the whole house turns to dust. He measures me for heartache with his worn-out cheating span, plans a room for loneliness, fits it to the shape of this woman. His hammers kiss his violence, his saw's a jealous song, and I'm the raw green timber he's been working on so long. Sanded in this promised land. He saws a grain of goodness, nails down my last hope. I'm warping in the sunshine on this bitter, crooked slope. Found a hidden dovetail, a joint he meant to hide, the mark of another woman's tears, locked and glued inside. This house has many tenants, in the shadows and the cracks, all bent on the same workbench with splinters in our backs. Oh, I'm bent on the devil's workbench, underneath his head, splintering and sanded in this promised land. He saws a grain of goodness, nails down my last hope. I'm warping in the sunshine on this bitter, crooked slope. Yeah, I feel that plane scraping my soul smooth. I hear that saw singing its two-time in tune. Wanna gather up my splinters, make a fire, watch this whole sad workshop burn higher and higher. Yeah, yeah, I planted daisies by the kitchen door, symbol white and plain. They nod their heads in the morning sun, ignore the wind and rain. They don't ask for much, just earth and light, a quiet place to grow, a tribute to the settled things a woman ought to know. But the air you're bringing on your jackets is diesel fuel and smoke, a language of beat rigs of lies, and the kind of men who jerk in growth-short syllables by the weights in loads and gears. It drowns the scent of daisies' eyes and confirms my deepest fears that my world of gentle growing things, of recipes and clams, is just a pretty postcard in your lap. Careless hand is diesel and daisies, a battle I can win. The quiet of the root cellar bursts the interstate's loud din. You cultivate the distance, I cultivate the sill, and the thing we're growing in between is a cold and lonely chill. Okay, of contradictions, wilted men of lace, while you chase another horizon with the dust upon your face. show. I'm folding gray flannel trousers on a Tuesday afternoon, syncopating to the rhythm of a same old tired tune. The steam from the iron rises like a ghost of my ambition, condensing on the window with a painter's grim precision, drawing bars upon the glass where the dull world passes by. And I'm a bird in a clean, warm cage, too timid yet to fly. The radio selling soap flakes and a dream of brighter white, promising a heaven in the polish of the night. But my heaven's not so spotless. It's got fingerprints and sin. It's got a crackle of static where the real world barges in. I wanna spill the bleach, honey, on this perfectly swept floor, and walk out in a dress that never been seen before. Got these gray flannel blues from my head down to my shoes, stuck in a monochrome world with nothing left to lose but the blues. I'm hungry for a color that ain't on a laundry line, a reckless burning scarlet for this cautious heart of mine, this cautious heart of mine. Sometimes I see a woman through the window of a train, heading towards the city in the pouring down rain. Her hat's tipped at an angle that says I know a secret place, and there's a story in her profile I can almost trace. She's the ghost of my potential on a northbound speeding rail, while I'm starching a man's collars and slowly growing pale. They call it having comforts, this predictable warm nest, but comfort's just a slower way of putting life to rest. Got these gray flannel blues from my head down to my shoes, stuck in a monochrome world with nothing left to lose but the blues. I'm hungry for a color that ain't on a laundry line, a reckless burning scarlet for this cautious heart of mine. Scarlet, 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 scarlet. others shake their heads in pity at the structure of my claim. They won't see the canyons in my soul that only his wind could carve, or the constellations that he named. When my own light was starved, he didn't give me stability or a safe and simple plot. He gave me the universe in glances that other men forgot. My legacy ain't silver, ain't a farm to pass along. It's a tolerance for silence and the knowledge of a song that only sounds when you're alone and missing what can't stay. It's the courage of the open road I learned to walk each day. He made me my own pioneer on an emotional frontier by showing me that always is a myth and now is crystal clear. I am the legacy of the rolling stone, the moss he could not grow, the deep and patient canyon shaped by his eternal flow. He left no mark of ownership, no fence post in the ground, just the indelible impression of a never to be found and forever to be sought, kind of wild, untethered love. A gift he gave because he couldn't help but rise above the ordinary lay. And in his leaving gave my spirit its final, toughest test and rest. I am the legacy of the rolling stone, the moss he could not grow, the deep and patient canyon shaped by his eternal flow. He left no mark of ownership, no fence post in the ground, just the indelible impression of a never to be found and forever to be sought, kind of wild, untethered love. A gift he gave because he couldn't help but rise above the ordinary nest. And in his leaving gave my spirit its final, toughest test and rest. So let them talk of solid men with pensions and a chair. I love the force of nature with a wildness in his hair. And though he sleeps in different towns beneath a stranger's moon, the path he wore across my heart is my most treasured tune. For in the end he settled deep, not in a house of wood, but in my understanding that some love is just too good to be held. A rolling stone gathers no moss, that's what they always say. But it polishes the riverbed in a most magnificent way. I am the legacy of the rolling stone, the moss he could not grow, the deep and patient canyon shaped by his eternal flow. He left no mark of ownership, just the sky he showed to me, and the wild unshackled woman I was always meant to be. He was the road and I am the land, forever changed and beautifully, profoundly rearranged for the better, rearranged. They call me the oak in a delta storm. My roots run deep, my branches warm. I hold a roof when the lovers break, make decisions for the family. steady sure hand, the strongest pillar in is a weary land. But there's a china cup on the highest shelf. It holds the pieces of my secret self. And sometimes in the dead of night I take it down in the pale moonlight and let the cracks show, let the chips fall where they may, for a solitary, silent quarter-bass screw display. No sobs, no wail, just a soul soft release, a tribute to the never-ending peace. I've broken for everyone the knee. I must feel that magnolia, my tears are now a bright and rain on a garden of stone. They don't mean I'm broken, they don't mean I'm through. They're just the morning dew on a strength that's true. The morning dew. Come morning, I wipe the trace, set my shoulders straight in my lace, pour the coffee, face the day in my inexorable way. I pop toast back, the cracks don't show. The world gets the yes it needs the no, but the taste of salt on my own lip, there's the seeplet that haunted my substitute. So remind this pillar, this oak, this stone, she's never, ever quite alone. Mistakes a river, keep it wide, but even the rivers have a tide. And when it ebbs and leaves the more, that's just a woman tasting her own blood and finding it still sweet, still red, still has percent. I'm a spill magnolia, like tears of my own, a private rain on a garden of stone. They don't mean I'm broken, they don't mean I'm through. They're just the morning dew on a strength that's They cut their palms at 17 behind the old train yard, mingled blood with gasoline, swore no bond could be so hard. Brothers till the grave, they say, with youthful fearless pride. Johnny and my Michael standing stubborn side by side. I was just a kid sister watching heroes from the porch, believing in their story like a firmly anchored torch, you know. They built a garage together, Shelby and Jones had read, fixed the town's cars, shared the bread, each other's word was law and creed. I grew up and married Mike, but Johnny stayed the third, a permanent loud fixture, the most familiar word. In our house their laughter shook the rafters deep and true. I thought I understood what men like them could do. But blood is thinner than a lie, whispered for some gain, and an oath sworn over gasoline can't wash away the stain of money or a woman or a weakness long concealed. Now the Shelby and Jones sign swings with a bitterness congealed, and I'm picking up the pieces of the man who thought he knew what brother meant from the one he called brother too. I find him in the dark garage, just staring at the tools, at the ghost of every confidence, the partnership of fools. He doesn't cry, men like him don't, the wound is inward deep, a betrayal of the bedrock where his trust was buried cheap. And my love feels small and helpless against this masculine vast pain. All I can do is stand my watch in the cold and acid rain. They teach us hell had no fury like a woman scorned, it's true. But a man betrayed by his right hand has nothing left to do. But blood is thinner than a lie, whispered for some gain, and an oath sworn over gasoline can't wash away the stain. Oh, now the Shelby and Jones sign swings with a bitterness congealed, and I'm picking up the pieces of the man who thought he knew what brother meant. He's learning now from me. Friday night was poker night for 20 years or more. The click of chips, a cloud of smoke, a ritual of four. There was Jack and Ben and Charlie and my Frank, of course, the host. They'd solve the world and tell old lies and make their loyal toast. I'd bring the beer and sandwiches, a smiling, silent ghost. The fifth point on their square, the one they valued most and least. I knew their tales, their secret debts, the stories they'd retell. The wife that Ben was leaving, the big deal that fell through for Jack so well. I was the vote, the neutral ground, the keeper of the peace. Their friendship was a monument that never would decease, or so I thought, till Charlie dealt a hand that wasn't fair, not in the game, in life, and left my Frank just standing there. Now the table's got 3 legs, and the 4th chair's like a tomb. The 5th one, that was me, sweeps up the bits of gloom. I listen to the silence where their roaring used to be. pot of coffee for a man who can't quite see that the only hand he's holding now is mine across the checkered cloth. And it's a better, truer bet against life's bitter broth. A better, truer bet. Charlie took the contract, stole the client, told the lie, used a secret Frank had shared beneath this very sky of smoke and cheap cigars and confidence and trust, turned a brotherhood to ashes and a good man into dust. Now Frank checks every word he says, locks every thought inside, except the ones he whispers late to me, his anger and his pride and his hurt, so deep and vast it barely makes a sound, just a hollow in his spirit where the laughter once was found. Men build forts of camaraderie with walls so thick and tall, but one traitor with a whispered key can make the mightiest fall. Now the table's got 3 legs, and the 4th chair's like a tomb. The 5th one, there was me, sweeps up the bits of gloom. I listen to the silence where their roaring used to be, and make a pot of coffee for the finally sees the only hand worth holding is mine. Click. Bring me your troubles, your debts, your strife. I'll navigate the mess of your life. I know a lawyer, I know a guy. I can look a bill collector right in the eye and make him blink first, honey, make him turn and walk away. I'm the one you call at the end of the day, the fixer, the solver, the one who gets it done under this city's indifferent sun. I fix my sister's marriage, I fix my daddy's will. I stand on my own 2 feet, pay my own damn bills. My back's unbreakable, my will is ironclad. Never let him see you sweat, girl, that's a lesson from my dad. But there's one thing I can't fix, it's small and it's absurd. It's the quiet in my kitchen, it's the one unanswered word that hangs there in the evening when the fixing work is through. A simple how about you? For one broken hour, when the midnight clock strikes 1, the fixer puts her toolkit down, her fixing's all done, and she stares at her reflection in the cold black window pane and lets the loneliness move in and feels the unnamed pain. Just one broken hour where the strong can't come undone before she picks the pieces up at the rising They think I'm made of granite with a heart of cold, hard facts. But granite has its fissures, its inevitable cracks. And in that hour tenderness, a foolish soft desire for someone strong enough to see the woman neath the wire, to walk in and not need a thing, just sit down in the mess and let me be the one who's lost for once and nothing less. I can build a fortress, I can win the war, but even generals get tired of keeping score. For one broken hour, when the midnight clock strikes one, the fixer puts her toolkit down, her fixing's all done, and she stares at her reflection in the cold black window pane, and lets the loneliness move in and feels the unnamed pain. Just one broken hour, that's all I allow before I'm the fixer again, right now. I keep my window lit each night, a foolish lonely yellow light, a beacon for a ship that sailed on some forgotten fairy gale. He knows the address, knows the street, the worn out pad for his 2 feet. But my lighthouse on this 3rd floor sure don't guide him to my door no more. I watch the couple stroll below in the gentle evening afterglow, and I scan the faces in the rain for a glimpse of my lost pain. This steady beam, it don't revolve. My broken heart, it can't dissolve. It just stays fixed on one dark sea where he's forgotten all about me. I'm the 3rd Street lighthouse, burning bright and blue, for a love that passed on through. My signal's clear, my warning's plain. There's danger in this heart's domain, but the only wreck left here to save is the ghost in this lonely cave. Oh, this empty, lonely cave. The keeper's gone, the lens is cracked, but the lamp still burns, a stubborn fact, a habit of the heart, you see, to wait for what will never be. I should douse the flame, move away, greet the mercy of the day, but I'm chained to this old windowsill by a love I never will. I'm the But the only wreck left here to say is me. Lighthouse growing dim, just a memory of him, fading on the You didn't leave with a suitcase dragging down the stair. You didn't slam no door or pull out of my hair. You just put on your hat, gave a little shrug and smile, and turned my sunny world to one long narrow aisle. No shouting, no crying, no singing for the neighbors to see. Just a quiet explosion meant especially for me. It didn't make no sound, but the echoes in my ears, a ringing that confirms my very worst of fears. Yeah, your goodbyes are 45, spinning in my mind, playing the same old hurt on a loop all the time. The needle's stuck, the groove is deep in this heart of mine. Your casual so long, dear, is a slow cold 45, a slow cold 45. I go through the motions, I smile and I pretend, but that record's always playing from start to the bitter end. It whispers in the morning, it shouts out in my dreams, and it shattered all the melodies and busted all the seams. Some men leave a thundercloud, a storm for all to see, but you just let the sun shine down on your cruelty to me. Yeah, your goodbyes are 45, spinning in my mind, playing the same old hurt on a loop all the time. The needle's stuck, the groove is deep in this heart of mine. Your casual so long, dear, is a slow cold 45. Goodbyes of 45, spinning in my mind, playing the same old hurt on a loop all the time. The needle's stuck, the groove is deep in this heart of mine. Your casual so long, dear, is a slow cold 45. You got your starting lineup, your MVP or star, the one you take to dinners in your fancy motor car. And then you got old reliable sitting right here on the bench, always clean and ready in this heartbreak old French trench. I know you plays by heart now. I cheer from my small seat, praying for an injury so my chance could be complete. How terrible is that? I got the bench warmers blues, always tying up my heartstrings in these second fiddle shoes, warming up a spot for you that's always growing cold, watching your main attraction, doing everything she's told. Yeah, the bench warmers blues is a special kind of shame, rooting for a fumble, so you might just call my name, just call my name. I'm your ninth inning pity when the game is going wrong. You're just in case on Friday nights, your midnight sadder song. You'll pass me by for photos for the family and the friends, but I'm the one who listens when the championship game ends. And you're feeling low and lonely, need a sympathetic ear, then I'm your first string comfort for a minute, dear. I got the bench warmers blues. But even bench warmers get tired of the pine, of never feeling sunshine and never crossing that line. This uniform of hope I wear is getting thin and frayed. I'm trading in my cleats of dreams for a pair of boots, I'm afraid. Boots made for walking right off this field of pain, to find a game where I can start and love me back, a dear. I got the bench warmers blues, I got the bench warmers blues. So this is my resignation from the bench warmers blues. I'm leaving this old stadium, I'm paying all my dues. I won't be here to catch you if your star should ever fall. I'm taking my own ball and going home once and for all. Yeah, the bench warmers blues, you can keep them for the next fool in line. This heart's been promoted to being only mine. All bad news gets through blows, games through, no more waiting for you. I'm off the bench and on to something new. Bye bye blues. You hand me little pieces, like you're feeding scraps to birds. I heard how you doing, and a couple careless words. I save them up and polish them like diamonds in the rough, and tell myself that maybe, just maybe, is enough. I trade a pound of my own pride for a single ounce of your smile, and stand and wait forever in your maybe, I'm begging for a nickel's worth of your time, for a look that's almost tender, for a reason, not a rhyme, for a conversation where your mind don't wander to the door, for a little bit of us I ain't imagined anymore. Yeah, a nickel's worth of your time, that's all I'm asking, please, while you're spending silver dollars on some other woman's breeze, on some other woman's ease. I'm learning all your schedules, so I might accidentally be right where your eyes might fall on me for a second, casually. I rehearse my lines in laughter, make it seem so free and light, for a 30-second audience with you on a Tuesday night. It's a poor girl's kind of loving, this hungry thin supply, watching the main course from the window with a tear in my eye. I'm begging for a nickel's worth of your time. A rich woman's love gets diamonds, gets vacations, gets a name. My love gets crumbs from your table, and I bless them just the same. I'm a bank account of longing, with a balance near to nil, paying interest on a dream that you don't ever mean to fill. So take your fortune, darling, spend it elsewhere, spend it free. Just leave a little copper of your leftover time for me, just a nickel for me. I'm begging for a nickel's worth of your time. I'll always beg for a nickel's worth of your time. It's the only currency you give this heart of mine. So I'll be here with my pauper's love, so true, collecting tiny moments I pretend I had with you. Just a nickel's worth, it'll have to do. Spare change for a fool, your leftover smile, my golden rule. I walk the same cracked sidewalks where I learned to skip and run, past the same gray picket fences underneath the same old sun. But the faces in the windows, they don't wave like they once did. They see a self-made ghost walking, and they quickly lift the lid on the coffee cups and gossip, and they wonder what went wrong with the girl who used to fit here singing somebody else's song. I'm a self-made ghost in a hometown that don't know me anymore. A familiar shape that haunts the corner grocery store. I'm the answer to no question at the Sunday service bell, a story they stopped telling, a slowly fading smell. Yeah. town, walking these streets alone. They ask about my travels, but their eyes just ask, why'd you stay? They see the wild still in me that I couldn't give away. I see their tidy gardens, their partnered steady lives, a different kind of prison where the spirit rarely thrives. We speak a language of how are yous that neither one believes. Two different kinds of islands where the ocean made a leave. Myself, you see, with every no, with every turn. I let the old connections fade, watch the familiar bridges burn. Not in anger, but in stillness, a quiet, slow retreat into a world that's all my own, bitter and so sweet. So don't you feel sorry for the ghost you see. This phantom is the only thing that's truly holy me. Choices that I laid in solid ground. I haunt my own decisions, I walk my chosen line, and the price for all this freedom is this quiet space of mine. Yeah, I'm a self-made ghost, and this town is my design. Train whistle, church bell, my own private heaven and hell. Right here where the stories fell. Doing just fine. I cast a long, long shadow when the evening sun gets low. It stretches out for miles behind me. On the dusty road I go. Men have come to walk beside me, tried to match me stride for stride, but they always seem to stumble or get swallowed up inside. The shadow that I'm dragging ain't made of common stuff. It's woven from the lightning and the times I've been too tough. And my shadow's the tallest thing I know. to both lead and follow. Lovers called it darkness, said it chilled them to the bone, but it's just the silhouette of woman standing on her own. Yeah, my shadow's the tallest thing I know. It don't need the sunshine, it just needs a place to grow, right here with me. I've had offers of protection, strong arms to hide within, but they felt like pretty cages where my own light would grow thin. My shadow doesn't falter, doesn't question where I lead. It's a testament to every single lonely, stubborn deed. It's the map of all my secrets, the outline of my pride, the one thing in this world that has never ever lied. And my shadow's the tallest thing I know. There's a tower in my solitude, built brick by choice. It's not a prison, it's a fortress, and I revel in the noise of the quiet, of the stillness, of the unshared deep delight. My shadow is the flag I fly upon this lonely height. You wanna reach me, you gotta love the dark I throw, and understand that sometimes a woman needs to be her own damn glow. So let the world have partners, let them walk in pairs and teams. It's got a shadow that's the tallest damn thing you've ever seen. It's my advisor and my soldier, it's my history and my creed. It's the only love that's ever truly met my every need. My shadow's the tallest thing, and it's all it'll ever need. Риф затихает, остается только глубокая, резонирующая нота баса, похожая на отдаленный колокол. Tall and strong and long and mine. Энергичный, ритмичный блюз с элементами буги-вуги, на пианино и бодрой губной гармошки. I wasn't born in no satin sheet, in a room of pink and pearl. I slid into this world screaming in a swirl of dust and swirl. My mama's bed was straw and old quilts. The midwife wiped her brow with a rag dipped in the river, and she said, this child knows how to fight for sunlight, knows how to grip the clay. She's a clay-born woman, and she's gonna be that way. I'm a clay-born woman, can't you see the earthy tone? My heart's a lump of riverbed, my flesh is flesh and bone. My hair's a tangled kudzu vine, my eyes are mud pool brown, my feet are city silk, try to teach me city talk. But I'll always smell of rain on dust when we go for a walk. My strength ain't from no gymnasium, my grace ain't from no book. It's from carrying the water and the way my body took the punishment of seasons, the endless pull and lift. It's a clay-born kind of power, a fundamental gift. I'm a clay-born woman. I'm a clay-born woman. I'm a clay-born woman. They try to bake us soft and sweet, like biscuits, light and fine. But some of us are sourdough with a tougher, stronger line. We rise with yeast of hardship, we're kneaded by the years. And we come out of the oven, washing down our truth with tears. And laughing 'cause we're solid, with the bread that feeds a soul. Not the fancy frosted cake that crumbles, losing all control. So here's to all the clay-born girls with the earth beneath their nails, who know that pretty fades away, but grit and strength prevails. We're the foundation and the field, we're the furrow and the grain, we're the bone that structures hope and the dirt that drinks the rain. I'm a clay-born woman.